Hey Paramount fourth graders, it's me again, Mr. Waldron. And so I happen to be up at the top of the fire tower at the outdoor school at Fairview. And fingers crossed, next year you and I both will get to spend several nights and several days up here experiencing nature and learning in nature. But I do want to share with you the view from up here and talk a little bit about why I'm up here. So I'm going to flip my camera around because selfie modes don't work so well in video. So get ready for the flip. Here it comes. All right, there we go. First thing I want you to do is just appreciate the view from up here. So I'm up fairly high. The tower is 104 feet above the ground, and it happens to be perched up on the side of the mountain. So we get a nice view from up here, and you can see around that I'm surrounded by different landscapes. So one of the landscapes down here happens to be the valley. This is the valley where Hagerstown and where Paramount Elementary is. Now it's a little cloudy today. If it wasn't a cloudy day, we would be able to see that way over there, we would actually be seeing a line of mountains going across, and that's called South Mountain. So we do live in a valley. And so even though we're in the valley, we happen to live in the Appalachian region of Maryland. And so the proof for that would happen to be these things right over here. These great mountains that are the Appalachian Mountains. If you look behind me, you can see they're pretty tall out here in the Clear Spring area. But to just kind of connect with some of the things that we've been learning about Maryland and regions, and today we've been talking about rocks some, is the idea of how land influences things around us, especially with geology. Geology is the study of ground, the earth, the rocks, and all those things down there, okay? And so what you don't know, and I happen to know, is right over there between that mountain and the farther mountain, there is a valley over there where the Potomac River runs. And so what the Potomac does, it kind of acts like a water slide. It takes all of the water from our valley and all of the water from the mountains here and even beyond the mountains, and through all the rivers and streams and creeks that flow through here, all that water runs across there. Now, as the water is running across the land and running into the Potomac River, a lot of times it carries a lot of soil. Right there's a farm. We know that farmers, when they till their soil, the soil is brown and it's loose. Sometimes on a rainy day, that soil might move or transport across the land and get caught up in a stream. You might have noticed that after it rains, a lot of times streams look brown. That's because erosion is occurring. Part of that land is being moved away by that rain as it moves across the land. And it's going to go this way and get into the Potomac and keep flowing down. Eventually, that water in the Potomac flows through the Piedmont Plateau. And eventually, it keeps flowing all the way down to the Atlantic coastal plain, and it empties into the Chesapeake Bay. But if you look behind us here at these mountains, since we've been talking a little bit about geology today, these mountains are full of rocks. You can't see it so much because the trees and the vegetation covers a lot of it. But under these rocks are certain rocks. There's a lot of granite under this mountain. There's a lot of sandstone in these mountains. And sandstone is sedimentary, but granite is igneous. So we can have different rock types and different rock names in various locations. Now down in our valley, the main rock that we have a lot of is that rock called limestone. And limestone is that metamorphic rock that we talked about, right? So it formed in layers, it kind of gets pressed together. And a lot of our homes, a lot of our farm walls are built out of limestone, that kind of gray rock that we see used a lot around here. So our landscape really helps us to understand a lot about what's going on here in the Appalachian region of Maryland. And again, I can't wait till you're up here and you're joining me next year up here on the fire tower. You'll get to climb it, don't worry, it'll be an exciting day. All right, guys, bye.